Ready. Play.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. If you're tuning in from, well, depends on when you're tuning in, but it depends on when we go live and depends on where in the world you are. But listen, I'm here with Żelek this morning, as it is in Europe, and we are here to discuss the Ostrava final between Iga Swiatek and Barbora Krejcikova. But Żelek is from Poland, and Żelek, before we get into the match, I'd like you to tell our audience what you've been up to the last, few days in particular.
Not only few days, but few weeks actually.
Okay.
As the right holder of the WTA tour in Poland, we got the chance to cover all Iga Swiatek matches except Grand Slams.
Okay.
And we decided to prepare just a short documentary series about this exceptional 2022 year for Canal Plus. And now we are working on it. And the last few days we spent with Iga Swiatek and her team just before their departure to Dubai, just to know all the background of all the important moments, all the funny moments of that year, and all the stuff which we can't see looking only on the court during the matches. So it was extremely interesting, not only for us, but I'm pretty sure that it will be a great thing for all the fans of tennis all around the world, because we got an insight to Iga Swiatek team, and we just got a chance to discuss all the important moments, all the matches of that year, and we're going to prepare it in a short, I think it will be 4 episodes documentary series, Iga's year.
Okay, nice. Iga's year in 2022. Tell me, what was it like during this time of getting to know her throughout the year, but as you say, more so in the last few weeks? What was it? I mean, were there any secrets in terms of, especially when it comes to psychology? I think a lot of people in tennis have been talking about Iga's psychology in the last couple of years.
Just yesterday, I spent like 3 hours talking to Daria Abramovic,
Okay, yeah.
her psychologist, and I think one of the all the people in her team are very important, and Daria is for sure very important person. I think that throughout the last couple of years, many sportsmen all around the world in different fields, from different sport, started to understand how mental strength is important, not only in individual sports, but also when we are talking about team sports. And Daria realizes how important it is to give support to Iga, because Iga is a very young girl. She's only 22, but when you look at her, when you talk to her, when you listen to her, you just realize that it's like talking to the very experienced person, like she is 10 years older or 15 years older. I don't know. It's of course my opinion, but I think it's also because of the self-consciousness, what's going on around her, what's going on in her head. So from this point of view, I think it is very, very important for Iga to have the support of Daria, to have the support of the person who knows what points are the most important, where to focus on, what to focus on, and so on and so on and so on. So I think Daria is really very important person of Iga's team.
When is this show going to be on Polish TV?
We're going to start on Christmas. So the first episode should be ready for Christmas. That's why I'm so busy at the moment, because we are prepared with a lot of different moments from the season before we got the chance to talk for a long time with Iga and Iga's team. So now we are putting everything together and preparing for publishing and for giving it to our viewers.
Yeah, nice. Was there any particular thing that really stood out that was a big moment in the time that you were filming? It was like, wow, I can see why Iga was a champion this year.
I think because generally when you look at it, you see how important all the team is. Iga is also the person who, after each important win, says a lot about the team, about Maciej Ryszczuk, who is responsible for physical stuff, about Daria, responsible for mental. When you look at Tomasz Wiktorowski, you see the guy who is very experienced at the tour and who made an immediate impact on Iga, starting from the first tournament in Adelaide when she finished in semi-final, later Australian Open, also semi-final. So it started to click very, very fast. The series will not be about Iga personally, because that's important. They also don't want to let us. I don't know how to say it. So deep in their team. However, this year, and I'm really grateful to Tomasz, to Maciej, to Iga, to Daria, to Iga's father, that they decided to talk to us and showed us so many important aspects and moments in this year. What is most important? I don't know. I think that self-consciousness, who is responsible for what, and Iga used to say about her that she's very stubborn. However, when she talks to Tomasz, to Daria, to Maciej, it's possible for them to persuade her to do some things even against her. And she said that after this year, now she knows that they were right. And she also made the right decision, that although she felt that it might have been a wrong decision, she decided to trust them. So they are really working. It's individual sport, but Iga's team is working as a team.
Gotcha. Listen, tell me about the day of the final. We're going to get into the match now between her and Barbora. I mean, Iga had an amazing year. This was not her best day in terms of result, of course. But listen, one of the exciting things about Iga and the way she plays is that she's involved in some really good matches. And this was the match for me, despite the fact that she lost it, was the most exciting match for me of Iga's year, albeit that she was on the losing end. Tell me about, what were you doing? Because you were there, you were working on that day, right?
Yeah. I was next to the court, just next to the box to the Iga's box. Iga's box was not full in Ostrava.
Okay.
There were only Tomasz Świątek, so Iga's father, and Daria. They contacted and texted with Tomasz Wiktorowski and Maciej Ryszczuk, especially all the time, but during the matches with Tomasz Wiktorowski. So I was sitting just in the front row, just next to the place where tennis players are coming to the court, and like 2 meters from Daria Abramowicz and 3 meters from Tomasz Świątek. So I saw all the interactions between them. I saw how Daria is supporting, because Tomasz is, like a dad who is very calm. But Daria, she told me yesterday that during one of the matches, her pulse was like 170 because of she just checked it on the watch. So it is like this. She plays with Iga. She tries to catch eye contact with Iga, and she said to me, I can tell you now, but she said, Ostrava, it was extremely difficult, Daria said, because I tried to look at the phone what Tomasz is sending, what Tomasz noticed on the field, but in the same time I didn't want to omit even one look of Iga at me, just not to let her know that I'm not on the court, I'm not with her. So it was difficult, and sometimes only one word, one sentence from Tomasz can help a lot to Iga. So she was forced to look at the phone and look at Iga, and just it is funny. It is funny thing with that final. I didn't realize it, to tell you the truth, until 2 days ago, that during this final, Tomasz Wiktorowski and Maciej Ryszczuk were on board of airplane flying to San Diego. I was pretty sure that they flew together next day after the final from Poland. But it turned out that Tomasz Wiktorowski and Maciej Ryszczuk had flown one day earlier. And they tried to watch this final or just follow the score on board of the airplane. However, it was difficult, very difficult. So it's another aspect of this amazing tennis match.
So Tomasz Wiktorowski, before we, as I get really into the details of the match, tell me about him. He's the coach of Iga, right?
Yeah.
And he's obviously been with her for how long, and how important is he for Iga?
They started immediately after the last season, and it was funny because Tomasz Wiktorowski used to be Agnieszka Radwańska coach for. He had been coached Agnieszka Radwańska for many years. Agnieszka Radwańska finished her career, and Tomasz started to be a tennis expert and tennis commentator for us, for Canal Plus. So he watched all Iga's matches, and suddenly, when Iga's father, because they cooperated when organizing the tournament, the WTA in Gdynia, on the seaside in Poland, when he got an offer to be a new coach of Iga Swiatek, he suddenly realized that he knows everything about her play, because for Canal Plus we use a special program called Piero for analyzing all the matches, all the important details of the match. Tomasz is a really great analyst. I just love to hear him, to see how he's working on the screen, commentating the matches. And he realized that he knows everything about Iga's styles. However, it is funny. They did not know each other very good. It was just like hello a couple of times. They hadn't been given a chance to talk to each other before. It was like that. But Tomasz Wiktorowski received a message from Iga's team that Iga's decided to change the coach, that the deal with Piotr Sierzputowski is finished.
Okay.
And they are looking for the new coach, and they wanted to talk with Tomasz Wiktorowski, and he decided to try. And so he was very good prepared when we are talking about the tennis side of Iga. He knows what to change, in what direction he should go, and Iga accepted it.
Now, there was another player involved in the match in Ostrava, Barbora Krejcikova. What I would like to know first, though, is there a sporting rivalry, either in tennis or in sport in general, between Poland and the Czech Republic, or are you basically friends?
I think we are rather friends. The rivalry is between Poland and Germany, between Poland and the country. I don't know. I don't want to mention the name because of everything what's going on in Ukraine. So it's the rivalry, because of the history of Poland. But between Poland and Czech, it's difficult. Some people say that we don't like each other very much, but when you see Polish fans and Czech fans sitting together and drinking a beer, you can see that they like each other. Even when you look at the ski jumping contest, maybe you are not the fan. I'm not as well. However, it's very popular in Poland, and also in Czech Republic. You can see that the fans are enjoying themselves. And also, it was the situation in Ostrava. Iga felt like at home, because Ostrava is maybe some fans don't know, but it's only 20 kilometers from Poland, so it's like that's home tournament. And I think that on the stands there were like 60% or even 70% of Polish fans and 30% of Czech fans. So it was like a derby match. Between Świątek and Krejcikova. It was amazing on the stands, because it was an atmosphere was like during the Davis Cup final. It was amazing, really. The support. Also, Iga underlined it many times. that for the first time she played like this. That atmosphere was like during the football match or during the Davis Cup final. I remember one final long time ago, France versus USA in Lyon, with Yannick Noah as the coach, Henri Lacombe, Guy Forget, Andre Agassi, Jim Courier. So when I look back, so from my childhood, it was one of the memories I remember watching it on TV, this Davis Cup final. And for me, this atmosphere during this final, especially that the match was so tight, was amazing all the time. Barbora from the Czech side and Iga from the Polish side. Of course, some fans even exaggerated because they tried to I don't know, distract either Barbara or Iga. There were a couple of moments when Iga showed the fans that they are behaving wrong, just clapping hands and cheering her after Barbora Krejcikova double fault. But it was only a couple of moments throughout all the final. It was really amazing. Two great sportsmen supporting by their own fans, but in a very, very, very good way. So also Iga says that in these terms, it was so special. And that's why she cried on the court, because she realized that it is the place, the moment she always wanted to play matches like this, for the fans behaving like this, to feel an atmosphere, to be number one, and to enjoy playing tennis in such a great atmosphere.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was just that close to the Polish border.
Yeah,
I knew it wouldn't have been
20
very far,
yeah, so 15 minutes, because it's the motorway. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. So the match gets underway. I remember the first point was a 15-shot rally. I think there were a couple of breaks of serve, but ultimately the most important one was at the end of the first set. So Iga now with a forehand winner, I think she breaks serve and then she wins the first set 7-5. What are your memories of the first set? And did you think Iga's going to win this now?
Yeah, I remember it was very good forehand down the line winner. Yeah, to finish that set, very good return of Iga.
Exactly.
However, I remember that the game before she needed to save 3 break points go 6-5 in front. Despite she started very well, and it was 5-1 to Iga. I also had to come back to semi-final with Alexandrova, because we hadn't expected such a contest from Alexandrova, and it was a really good game from the side of Alexandrova. Iga really needed to play her best to finish it 6-4 in the third set. In the second set, it was 0-5, looking from the point of Iga. So 5-0 with 2 breaks up for Alexandrova. So it was like a ding-dong and short alarm break for Iga. What happened? However, there were also some very important things in that match with Alexandrova, because she didn't let to break her serve in the first set. And even I'm not sure, but I think that she didn't even let Alexandrova to have even 1 break point with Alexandrova. So her serving throughout all the tournament in Ostrava was extremely good, really. Mm-hmm. And looking at Ostrava, we had also to come back what happened after US Open. US Open, which was one of the most difficult, it was the most difficult tournament for Iga, because she had to different balls, to different conditions, to different style of play. They changed nearly everything before this tournament. They were talking a lot in the recent day with me and Bartek Ignaci, because we are preparing this story together about this US Open. And after, they took 3.5 week break with no tournaments. Barbora Krejcikova came to Ostrava straight from Tallinn, where she won, playing extremely good. I remember, because I commentated 1 or 2 matches of Krejcikova. I watched all of them. So she played extremely good. And even, I can tell you, it is the truth. when we looked at that draw in Ostrava with my friends, I looked, oh, the most important thing is that possible meeting with Krejcikova is in the final. Because when you looked at Barbora Krejcikova in Tallinn, you saw the best Barbora Krejcikova from the recent year, which were not interrupted by the injuries. So Krejcikova, for me, was really the person we should be afraid of from the position of Iga Swiatek supporters from the television from our country. Yeah? And Iga came after a long break. We didn't know how she adopts, how she was going to adapt to the indoor hall in Ostrava. Mm-hmm. And also Iga came to Ostrava with a flu. When you look at the final and all the matches preceding the final, she was snorking all the time, even during the final. So day by day, the first question to my first question to Daria, to Tomasz Świątek was, how Iga is feeling? How is the situation with the flu? Is it serious or not very serious? Yeah. So if she plays, it's okay. Yeah. But all the time she was snoring, so it wasn't comfortable. Yeah. So it was another important factor when we are talking about Ostrava and this wonderful match. But now really we can go to that match with Krejcikova, and really after first set, coming back to your question, I was pretty sure that if she managed to stand up after losing four straight games from 5-1 to 5-5, and she managed to save her serve for 6-5 to break by Barbora Krejcikova, I thought, yeah, it's going to be the moment. Now the second set should be much easier, but it turned out to be completely different story.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, though, I mean, Barbora had to save a few set points herself, but ultimately it was a forehand down the line. I mean, the second, by the way, that first set was 80 minutes. I didn't realize quite how long it was, and so almost an hour and a half. It's almost Djokovic Nadal-esque in terms of the length of time, especially on a hard court indoors. I think that is particularly significant. But as you said, Iga managed to win it after losing the first set. As I said, lasted 80 minutes. Krejcikova was sort of always in front in the second set after breaking Świątek, I think, in the first game, right? She won the first game because she broke, but then Iga got it back on serve.
Yeah, Iga got it back at the end of the set, and it was also the second moment that I had a feeling that it's Iga moment. Yeah, now she needs to, and then she will be close to finishing it. You were talking about the length of the match, but this hard court in Ostrava was quite different from the others. It was slow, and the ball was bouncing really, really high. So it was rather like a clay court than a hard court. However, one of the girls said that it is similar to Wimbledon. I didn't understand it. I'm not sure. It was completely different story, but one of the players said it. However, it was slow and the ball was bouncing high. So that's why the rallies were so long and the match was so long. So Iga was 6-5 in front in the second set. Yeah, it was 30-all, and I remember the ball, which was easy ball, easy forehand, I think, by Iga Swiatek, put, I don't know, in Poland we say razor wide.
Okay. So it went far wide, or was
very close? Yeah.
Oh, okay, like a razor. Yeah.
Close, yeah, like a razor, like a razor blade, wide. And she put it wrong. It was 6-all, and later the tiebreak started. I think 0-4, 1-5. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But when it was 1-5, Iga played extremely well. I came back to this. I don't remember it as well, but I remember that it was one very important ball in the tiebreak. So it was 1-5. Iga's played very good during one rally. However, trying to put the winner when Barbora Krejcikova was way outside the court, the ball touched the net. Barbora Krejcikova managed to catch it, and later Iga did not manage to pass her, and it was Krejcikova's volley which concluded that rally, and it was 6-1. It's extremely difficult to come back from 6-1. However, Iga tried to do it, but great saved Krejcikova because she was serving extremely well all over this tournament in Ostrava, also in the semi-final, which was also difficult for Barbora Krejcikova when she played versus Rybakina. So I think that Barbora Krejcikova's serve during this tournament was extremely, extremely good, and that first serve, I think that saved Barbora Krejcikova in the tiebreak when Iga was trying to come back from 1-6 to 4-6, and later it was the last moment that Krejcikova should wrap up this set with 4-6 with the great service outside.
I mean, listen, let's talk about Krejcikova for a second. As you say, beating Rybakina in the semi-finals suggests that she's obviously had a difficult run, albeit that she was in excellent form. I think she just won 2 titles before coming into this tournament, right? Krejcikova.
Yeah.
She's only won Tallinn anyway. And also Krejcikova's had an unlucky year in terms of injuries. I remember looking at her in the French Open in Roland Garros, feeling very sad for her. But also on this particular day, as we sort of touched upon it, but I want to emphasize again, I know she lost the first set, but being 5-1 down to Świątek and getting it back to 5-5 is a pretty good effort. It's just a pity for her that obviously Świątek decided to seal the deal with that forehand return winner.
Amazing. Barbora Krejcikova was really amazing throughout the Tallinn tournament and throughout this tournament. And I think the fans gave her a lot of energy. And I remember the picture from the press office after the press conference. Barbora Krejcikova received a phone call. Nearly all the journalists left, and Barbora Krejcikova just decided to lay down like sleeping and talking to the phone in the press office, in the media office.
Okay.
I took the picture. I also made a short film with my phone, just also to put it to our story. But it was amazing to see such a great sportsman, to see such a player after winning, playing in style, such a tournament, after beating number 1, after beating the dominator in this 2022 year, and just all the emotions, everything is out of Barbora Krejcikova's head, and she is just lying. And I was really afraid that she's going to sleep there because there was a big couch there prepared by the sponsors, and on this couch the players gave the interviews and gave the press conferences. But Barbora Krejcikova decided to use all the width of this couch, not only sitting but lying just like 20 minutes talking to the phone with somebody. So it was amazing, and
I think I've got the picture.
Effort it was.
I think I found the picture on your page, on your Twitter page. I've got it, so I'm going to share it on the screen right now. But listen, 3 hours and 16 minutes. Let's get this up here. By the way, there we go. Is that the picture?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So after 3 hours and 16 minutes and obviously winning the title in the end, much deserved. The third set, by the way, was a bit more sort of, what's the word? We say cagey in English, in that there wasn't any sort of drama in terms of breaks of serve like there had been certainly in the first set, but even the second to some extent in terms of drama. The third set, I think, got to 4-4 before the crucial moment in the whole match, really, when Barbora
3-4. It was 3-4, yeah, 3-4, and Iga serving. Yeah.
Exactly, Iga serving. Sorry, 3-4. So she breaks now, but that's not the end of the drama, because the last game of the match, I think it was 5 championship points that Iga saved.
Yeah. She saved 5 championship points. Had 1 break point actually.
Okay.
I think that also saved with the great serve of Barbora. Yeah, the service really was coming for help in the most important moments for Barbora Krejcikova. But also important was that Barbora broke Iga's to 0. She just broke her to 0 on 3-5. But it's never over until it is over. Like Winnie the Pooh used to say, it's never over until it is over. Yeah, and Iga showed another time a great spirit in this last game, but Krejcikova was outstanding throughout all the tournament, and if you look at it, of course, as a Polish, I supported Iga, but I was also happy that it was Barbora Krejcikova who managed to beat her, because after such a difficult year, she is also such a nice person, such a great personality, and after such a difficult year for her, interrupted by the injuries, she manages to win the tournament at her own soil.
Yeah.
It's great. And also Iga, because usually after losing, Iga takes with Daria Abramovic, so we are coming back to what you started from, they are taking a couple of minutes for them just to analyze what happened, just to prepare for the press conference, just to prepare, just to mentally put everything together before she starts talking to the press. And also immediately after the final, I asked Daria Abramovic if she thinks Iga comes directly to us just to give us live interview to our studio, because before the final it was 1 hour studio and also analyzing after the final in Canal Plus Sport. And Daria said, I look at Iga and I think she will be okay with that. Yeah, it's the moment you should speak. Ask Iga, but I think it will be okay. And Iga also looked at Daria and yeah, I want to speak now, because I want to say how touched I am by everything what happened. I want to share with you that moment that my tears are because I realized how important all this final and tennis is in my life. Everything what's going on around me, what kind of year it was for me. And it was a good match. Yeah, I lost, but I'm happy. Iga says, I'm lost, but I'm happy with my level of performance. I'm happy with everything. So it's a great moment. The great feeling inside of me. So okay, smile, cheer. I lost, but it was a great tournament and a great match.
Yeah, it was a great match. And I think it's interesting that Iga took the defeat so well in a way. I think sometimes defeat can be really difficult to handle immediately afterwards. And obviously she'd had her break, but she still had a lot of things to look forward to. This is before the WTA finals, of course. But listen, back to Barbora, her comments after the match. And I think it is important to remember that she has had this difficult year. She obviously enjoyed winning in her home country. She said it was amazing to show the fans. A huge victory, she described it. And in fact, she said it was one of the biggest matches that she'd ever played in terms of energy, in terms of the atmosphere. And she thought the level from both players was unbelievable. And I have to say, I think possibly on the WTA side, maybe this was the highest level of the year. I mean, I'm sure there might be some other matches. There were plenty of dramatic matches this year. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I remember Muguruza at the US Open, a really dramatic match. I remember Sabalenka also at the US Open, involved in a couple there, dramatic matches. But the level in this match was super high. There were 8 breaks of serve in all, by the way. Which is also quite remarkable given how well both players were serving, particularly Barbora in the final, as you highlighted. What I would like to know now, though, from you is, are we seeing maybe a rivalry? Because right now it looks like on the women's side, it looks like Świątek and the rest. That's how 2022 has been. But is Krejcikova, is she the most likely, the biggest threat to Iga in 2023?
I hope really. I hope that because same as I told you before. Great personality, great person. Really, the girl you like from the very you start to like from the very beginning, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that throughout she deserves to compete on the highest level. But I'm not sure, to tell you the truth, if there is any other tennis player who can sustain such a level throughout all the year. Of course, Iga played really good in this match, but when I asked Tomasz, when I asked Maciej Ryszczuk about this match with Krejcikova, it was 2 days ago, so I remember it very well. Now I'm also working with all the scripts and everything, so I remember many words, and both spoke same. Maciej Ryszczuk, it wasn't the best match of Iga. It was good. Okay. Yeah, it was decent, but it wasn't the best match of Iga. And also Tomasz Wiktorowski said, Yeah. Just looking at all the background, yeah, especially with the flu, it was very high level, but Iga can play better. And when we look in this year, of course, we can see, and all the matches Iga lost. We look back at Barty. So Iga, in this documentary series, will show it that she's very sad that Barty decided to retire because she wanted to compete with her, not to become the number one just because Barty left, but she wanted to compete with her. Yeah, she is a competitive person. And with Danielle Collins played extremely well, but how many matches Collins can play on such a level versus very good opponents? And Iga can play, I have a feeling that Iga can play on the level like with Krejcikova. Usually she can play like, she can, when she needs to, she can climb this level. Of course, sometimes opponent is better like here, but how many times opponent can play like this? And how many opponents can go on this level for such a long time, like over 3 hours? Yeah, Krejcikova maintained it, succeeded, and it was great. But when she needs to do it 2 times a week, 3 times a week, versus I don't know, Muguruza also, even Kontaveit versus Pegula, it will be more difficult. However, I am pretty sure that the way to top 10 is wide open for Barbora Krejcikova if she manages to avoid injuries.
I'm looking forward to 2023 and maybe Barbora. I mean, of course, Barbora has one major already at the French Open. We know how good Iga is on the clay and especially in Paris. So that could be an interesting tournament. And listen, is there anybody that Iga's team suggested that they think, listen, this is the one that could cause Iga most problems, or this is, maybe it's a younger player, maybe it's Ons, maybe it's Barbora or whoever. Is there a player that they say, listen, this is the one which we need to keep an eye on for 2023?
We haven't talked about it, to tell you the truth. We talked a lot of hours, but when I look back now, we just mentioned the opponents only. We talked about Barty, yeah, okay, before that moment in Miami when Iga became number one. But about other opponents, I think they also, as a team, they are focusing on Iga. They know that if Iga is playing on her level, of course she can lose sometimes because opponent can reach really high level. We are talking about the best tennis players in the world, yeah. But they are focused on Iga. They are pretty sure that if Iga is playing her tennis, everything's gonna be okay.
And what about grass? What about Wimbledon this year? What were the thoughts?
Aga Radwańska said recently something interesting, that Iga is going to like grass in the future for sure. She matches on grass. Her exceptional series was finished by Alizé Cornet in Wimbledon. However, she was not fully prepared, I reckon, for the Wimbledon, because after this long streak of wins, she needed to take some break. Her body needed that, everything. So, of course, when she goes to the tournament, they always want to win. Always. It's not like that, okay, this tournament we treat like a preparation for another. Yeah, no, it's not the way Iga's team is working. When we go, we want to win. However, I think they were a little bit prepared that they can lose on grass, especially that Iga doesn't like it because in Poland we have only a couple of grass courts. She hadn't played Eastbourne before on the others in this season. She's gonna start to like it. It's another challenge in front of the 2023, and I feel like they feel like it could have been better in Wimbledon. However, we lost. We know what should we do to make Iga play better on grass, and they are going to do it. So this year, I think we'll see different Iga on grass. However, there they played. It was also one important thing Tomasz Wiktorowski said, that out of these matches Iga lost, 3 were, Tomasz Witrowski said, winnable. So Iga could have won it. With Krejcikova, he didn't mention the final in Ostrava with Krejcikova, but he mentioned Sabalenka, the last match of the season, the semi-final of the WTA Tour in Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
And he also mentioned that Wimbledon match versus Alizé Cornet. A couple of bad decisions, a couple of wrong choices, and the match is lost. And Tomasz Witrowski felt that these matches with Cornet and with Sabalenka for sure were winnable. So Iga could have won it.
That's interesting. So of the matches she lost here, it's the Sabalenka one. Yeah, of course, that was pretty close, and of course it was in just recently. Was that one maybe the WTA finals, or do you think Wimbledon? Which of the two, or was there another tournament this year where she was particularly disappointed? Obviously, she wins 2 of the 4 majors. I think in Australia the year was still beginning. Ash Barty was the player to beat. So at that stage, and then she goes on this incredible run pretty much until Wimbledon. I think it was it 35 matches that she lost in total. But is it the Sabalenka match and maybe Cornet? They're the 2 disappointments of the year.
Maybe, but I think that also because of mental strength, of mental preparations, Iga is not focusing on what she lost, but Iga is focusing on what she had won. So how can you be happy after the year like this, after amazing year? Of course, you lost a couple of matches, but only a couple of matches. And
Yeah.
of course, WTA finals, but with Sabalenka, nobody expected it. Yeah, after the very good group phase, nobody expected that Sabalenka is going to stop Iga. However, it happened, and later, suddenly, it turned out that Iga has the holidays she really deserved for. And I asked Iga, oh, no trophy presentation later, no photo session next day. So it was even better to lose on semi-final. And Iga says, more or less, but I had the photo session with the trophy for finishing number 1, so it was nearly the same. However, she was very happy with the holidays, so I think it was easier. And this final of French Open, it was also the point where her streak was amazing. So it was like a total peak, yeah, because everybody expected her to win at Roland Garros, and she managed to win. She managed to go through that pressure that she is the so strong favorite. And I think that after this French Open, the emotions, everything could have gone a little down. And it's difficult to say, and nobody from Iga's team would say it, but if you can predict any lose, any match which is lost for Iga, for me it could have been one on grass, one in Wimbledon.
Yeah, right. Listen, just one more thing on Barbora, because obviously she won this particular day, and it has been a tricky year for her. What do you think about her in the future? I mean, is she going to be winning more majors? Is this match and this tournament, is it going to be like a springboard for an amazing 2023 for Barbora?
I hope so, because you can take motivation from 2 different sides. One side, after you are losing the final match, so you've got the motivation to stand up, to build, and you can also build up on what you had won. So just to realize that you are able to compete on such a high, on such an amazing level. And I think that from both sides, after losing, in fact, the season, because Barbora Krejcikova is capable of having much more better results, and remembering that she beat Iga Swiatek in such a crazy tight final, and she beat Iga Swiatek not because of Iga's poor performance, but because of the level she is able to play, I'm really sure that it's the moment, and as you said, it's the springboard. Barbora Krejcikova can jump to the top 10, to the top 5. The question is how she's gonna to maintain the level, and maybe how you start. You started with the mental preparations. Maybe also Barbora needs, but it's of course it's very personal. Everybody should decide what they need. But maybe also Barbora would need somebody responsible for helping her with putting all the things together, all the puzzles in your head together. We are talking about the game of details, the game where 1 millimeter is the difference between losing and winning the game and later the match. So everything is important how you treat it.
Želek, I just want to say a big thank you to you. Hope you enjoy your Christmas. We're looking forward, of course, especially for those of you in Poland. Make sure you keep an eye out for the Iga's Year documentary that'll be coming out soon. I'm guessing it'll all be in Polish, but maybe on YouTube it'll be available with subtitles, etc.
Yeah, probably. So I will send you a link if it is available. However, Christmas, I start Christmas with commentating the final in Dubai. So
oh right, okay.
Christmas Eve. So
you're going to Dubai.
So that's how my
next
Christmas
week?
is gonna start.
Are you going to Dubai next week?
No, because we usually send reporters to the tournament.
Okay.
Same like I was sent to Ostrava just to make interviews and stories, and we are commentating the matches here from Warsaw. So I will be commentating the on the 23rd of December and 24th from Dubai. So that's how Christmas gonna start. But when you receive such a gift like a final of the good tournament for your Christmas, it's a perfect gift for the tennis fan. Yeah.
Well, enjoy anyway. And listen, I just want to say a big thank you, Želek, for stopping by today.
It was pleasure. It was pleasure. Thank you for the invitation.
Great. And to the rest of you, make sure you hit that like button below. Get in the comment section as well and let us know what you think about this match or any other match from the WTA side in particular. Maybe we've missed a match that you think was even better. But for me, Barbora Krejcikova and Iga Swiatek produced one of the matches of the year.